The creative possibilities with Yamaha's CVP-701 Clavinova. Welcome to Cunningham Piano. I'm Hugh Sung. The Yamaha CVP-701 Clavinova really defies conventional description. There are so many things that you can do with this. I guess the best way I could summarize this is that this is probably one of the ultimate musical sandboxes. You have hundreds of sounds, high quality sounds, and you have hundreds of styles, rhythmic accompaniment patterns that let you just explore all different kinds of music, hundreds of different kinds of music that you can configure and play with and record. It is just such a wonderful instrument to lose yourself in the creative possibilities. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd break down this video in a couple of main ideas. First, we're going to take a look at some of the sounds, and then we're going to take a look at combining those sounds in interesting ways. We can actually layer the sounds so that you can have more than one sound playing at the same time. And you can have certain zones so that the right hand will be playing one or two sounds simultaneously, and your left hand can be playing an accompanying sound. So you can get some really rich and interesting textures. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at some of the styles. And then we're going to record a track. There's multi-track recording on this instrument, up to 16 tracks. We're going to record a style, we're going to record instruments, we're going to put a whole song together. I'm going to show you the basic process of coming up with your own orchestration. It's just, and again, this is just, if you want to let your imagination go and see what musical possibilities are, this is the instrument for you. Now, I'm a classical pianist, and I tend to be, very deep into one very specific genre of music. Right before recording this video, I was just playing around with the features, and I mean, hours went by, literally hours went by, playing around, trying all different things before even shooting this video. It was so much fun. I could lose myself in the CVP-701 for days on end. So let's dive in and explore some of the amazing features of this instrument. The Yamaha CVP-701 comes with this sliding cover that reveals the control panel and the keyboard. The keys are weighted, and they really feel like a very nice piano. It's a good touch, and even the key tops are covered with something, it's like a synthetic ivory called ivorite. So it really gives a good grip for your fingers. It's, again, simulating the grip that you would feel on an acoustic piano keyboard. Now, let's take a look. This control panel can be a little intimidating, to be honest. So many buttons. It looks like you're at the helm of a spaceship. Of course, you can see that there's an LCD screen that shows some important information in the middle here. And the way you control what you're seeing is with these physical buttons to the left, to the right, and these two banks of buttons, up and down buttons, 8 rows of these, or 8 columns of these underneath. Okay, we're going to go over some of the basic functions here. Now, there's also a scroll wheel for selecting options as well, an enter button, an exit button. So I'm not going to be able to comprehensively go over every single function, but we'll just take a look at some general things. And hopefully, as you see me manipulating the different, navigating the different options, you'll get a hang for, get an idea of how to find your way around this instrument. Now, so in general, the voices, you can quickly select different voice categories here on the far right. There's song control here. We're not going to get into that too much right now. And then you have these style buttons. This is a very, very important function over here. The style section over here, you can select different style categories, and you can select on the bottom row here, these are different style options for the song itself. Intros, variations within the songs, even a break, okay, to transition from one section to another, and even ending options as well. Okay, so we're going to get into that a little bit. Of course, the volume button here, the power buttons over here, metronome. You can even select different metronome tempo options. You can even transpose songs with these transposition keys. And there's even an option if you want to save your music onto a USB flash drive. You can do that through the USB port here. Okay. So first off, let's take a look at the sounds. Okay, the Yamaha CVP-701 comes with samples from Yamaha's flagship concert grand piano, the CFX Grand. It sounds beautiful sounding piano. Now, if I push the piano button over here in the voice section, I start to see all the different options here. There's the CFX Grand. Now, over here to the right, there's the Bösendorfer. And you can see two columns of options here. If I want to select anything within these columns, I simply press the corresponding button. So this Bösendorfer on top here, I press this F button, and now I've got this very classical, elegant sounding piano over here. Of course, I can select other pianos by clicking on the corresponding buttons as well. So if I wanted to pick, let's say, an octave piano, this is kind of a cool little a piano that has octaves built in. Another option for selecting is to use this wheel to scroll down. As you can see, there are several pages of options. I can quickly scroll down. And if I see something else that I like, let's take a look at this. Let's go down to, let's try this piano orchestra. I'm just curious to see what that's like. So I can see that it's selected. I can then press this enter button to select that. So you can hear that it's a piano kind of combined with a string. Okay, so on and so forth. You can explore so many options that way. So that's the piano sounds over here. A wonderful selection of electronic pianos. Again, I can use a scroll wheel to quickly go down if I want to select something. Some really cool sounds. Okay? And again, very quick navigation to organ sounds, guitar sounds. Now let me kind of explain. There are different categories of sounds. For example, with this concert guitar, I don't know if you can see this. I know it's not the highest resolution here, but some of these sounds are labeled as S-art. These are different categories of sounds that give you super articulations. Okay, and what I mean by this, did you hear that little twist over there? And did you hear the little fret noises? The sounds intelligently figure out when to add these little bits of extra articulation. How cool is that? You can even hear when the fingers come off the fretboard. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but I can even add extra special effects with the pedals. So I can, of course, sustain with the right pedal, okay? And if I want to, with the middle pedal, I can have a little extra little kind of a slap on the guitar there. And here's another little cool trick. With the left pedal, the far left, I can do a little, I can bend the sound. I can bend the sound up and down. It's pretty neat. And it's fun to explore all the different possibilities. For example, let's go into woodwind. And let me scroll up to one of the saxophone sounds that has a super articulation option over there. I'm going to go ahead and select it this way, clicking on this button over here. Okay, and I can add with the middle pedal, I can add a little bit of breath noise right before a big note. So it gives a more realistic kind of sound. So it's a lot of fun to look for the super articulated voices. And then there are different categories of more standard sounds that don't have those options. For example, if I go down to flute down here, here's an orchestra flute. It's just a sweet sound. Go ahead and select that. And then there's some sounds that are actually recorded live samples. For example, this orchestra clarinet over here. Let's go ahead and select it this way. Okay, I'm assuming with these live sounds that these are actual live performers, so you won't be able to hear the articulated effects like breathing or bending, but it's a higher quality sound too. It's an amazing range of sounds that you can play with. All right, so I'm going to go back to the piano sounds, and let's go ahead and scroll back up, and I'm just going to select that CFX Grand up on top here, okay? I'm going to have that as my main sound, all right? If I want to ever exit out of anything, I can click on this exit button, and continually doing that will bring me back to the home screen. So as you can see, the CFX Grand is now my main sound all throughout. And there's also the option to set layers. Okay, so right now I have this as simply right 1, which is the main sound selection. From the bottom to the very top of the keyboard, it's going to sound like a CFX. Now, I also have an option of selecting the right 2, okay? And if I put that on, I can select different instruments as well. So for example, I have right here, I have some strings selected. You can hear that both of these are now selected together. You just kind of go back here. So I have a piano sound combined with this string sound here. Isn't that cool? I can remove the main piano and just have strings, go back and combine it. If I want to change that right 2 sound, let's go back to an acoustic guitar over here, concert guitar, exit, and that's the guitar with the rock piano together. And you can see that these 2 lights together indicate that we have both sounds happening at the same time. Now, check this out. I can also have a kind of a left-hand voice. Take a look. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a green light here. That indicates the split point. So anything above here, right now I have it set so that the whole keyboard will play just those 2 sounds or just a single sound. Okay. Now, if I want to, I can add a left sound. So what's going to happen is all the notes above that F sharp, so from this G on, we'll have that piano, the rock piano. You know what, I'm getting a little tired of that. I'm going to just go back to a CFX Grand, if you don't mind. Okay, so, sorry, let's go back to this. Rock piano, okay, and CFX Grand. There we go, we're all set. Got that, let's exit here. So, and let's go down to the left over here, and let's select, I don't know, just for fun, let's select the bass sound, okay? Let's go back. I'm going to just do an acoustic bass if you don't mind. Okay, cool. Let's do that. So that's the left sound. Anything below this F sharp, we'll just have that sound isolated for my left hand. Anything above, see, as you can see, I didn't have the right hand selected. So I can go ahead, select the right hand. That's piano on the right from the G up. And then bass in the left hand. Now if I want to add even more, I have the guitar. And then the bass. I've got... How cool. I can layer sounds. I think it actually really sounds really nice with strings. Actually, well, let's go back to this. I could get lost in this, seriously. So you can see, you can have a very rich sound with multiple voices in the right hand, a different voicing in the left hand, and play them all at the same time. It's just incredible. And now let's take a look at the styles. Now, this is where this is just so much fun. So what I'm going to do is, you have these different categories from pop and rock, ballad, dance, swing and jazz, R&B, all these different options here. I'm going to go ahead and select, actually, I want to try something for fun. Let's go to pianist. This is really unique. With the pianist options, I can set this to any of these options here. Again, I can scroll around. Let's take a look at, I don't know, Boogie Woogie. And I'm going to go ahead and select that, or I can either select by hitting enter or hitting the corresponding panel J over there, okay? Now this is what's going to happen. If I play this over here, I'm going to hit the start and stop for the style song, okay? And as soon as I play, how cool is that? Okay, let's stop that as well. So what's happening is I've got the style set, and all I'm playing is a chord, a C major chord, okay? Ready? Here we go. And as soon as I hit this, it's going to fill in the rhythm for me and all the other parts for just the piano. How cool is that? If I want to end the song, hit the ending button, boom, end of the song. So what you saw me was to start the song, and it just kind of started right in the middle of it. If I want to, I can set up an intro. Take a look at this. I'm going to press this as an intro. Main variation is selected. Take a look at this. Here we go. We're going to start the song. Did you hear that? We had just a very simple 1, 2, 3, 4. What if I selected the second intro over here? So we have different variations. Ready? And I'm going to hit a chord. All of that was just inferred from the C major chord from the beginning. It made its own little riff. Let's hear the third intro over here, just for fun. Hit that start. I'm going to hit a C major chord again. And as soon as it's done, it'll go to the main variation. Woo! Kind of longer. I don't sound nearly as good as that intro, but as you can see, the first intro is simple, the second one's more intricate, the third one's really blown out. Pretty cool. Now let's just kind of do this again. Intro 1, and then what we can have is also variations within the songs and breaks, and of course different kinds of endings. So you can start to see, you can start to play around with your song just from chords, okay? Here's the main variation. Let's say let's do a break. There's a variation here. G major. Do a little break and go to a C major. So much fun. As you can see, there's so many ways, and of course different endings as well. So this is where the styles really shine, and you can have so much fun playing around with different intros, different variations, different endings. Okay, so that's a very simplistic pianist, the piano only sounds. Of course, it gets a lot richer than this. Let's go into pop and rock, okay? And I'm going to just do something really simple. I'm going to select the contemporary guitar rock. Let's do an intro over here. Let's do an intro number 2, main variation, and let's go ahead and start this. This is a D major. Okay, and of course my right hand's all set to. Let's end this song. It comes up with its own little ending for you. There are hundreds of styles. Hundreds of styles. In fact, let's do something really, really goofy. So what if you don't know what kind of style you want to play with? There's a really cool function for having the CVP-701 make a style suggestion for you based on a basic rhythm. So using one of these buttons over here, we're going to just go ahead and click, and then we're going to select number 7, the down arrow. You can see over here there are these options that it's kind of tied to. Recommend is kind of associated with this button over here, 7, the down button over here. And now it's giving me instructions on the screen. I have these 3 different kind of rhythm sounds, a bass drum, a kick drum, a snare, and a hi-hat. Just think of a C major chord down here, okay? And then I can also select between a 4/4 rhythm or a 3/4 rhythm. Okay? So just for a variety, let's just go ahead and leave that as a 3/4 rhythm over here. When I'm ready, I'm going to hit the start button with the J key over here. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey, so those are some options for me to try. There's a Christmas waltz. Let's go down. Let's see if I can select down over here. It's an English waltz. 9/8 waltz. Here's a country waltz over here. Gospel Sisters, R&B. Pretty cool. Standard waltz. There's a pop waltz. If I like one of these waltzes, I can simply hit OK. And I think we're all set. Let's see, I think I'm going to hit this one all right. Yeah, that's it. And so the style's been selected for me. So the next time I start this, this is all set to go. I simply hit start. Let's do an intro. We'll do the main variation. Let's end the song. Pretty cool. It's such a rich sounding accompaniment. So much fun. Okay, now I want to start putting all of these elements together to make my own song. I want to have a style, I want to have my own instruments, and I want to record all of these different voices and layers as a single song. So I'm going to walk through some of the tools that I'm going to use to create my song. Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to kind of feel out the tempo of the song. About that speed, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what I can do is there's a really cool feature called tap tempo. I can just simply kind of feel that tempo and just push this button. Once I've hit this, it gives me a rhythm based on whatever style is last selected, okay? I don't like that style, so I'm going to stop this. I'm going to pick a pop and rock style instead, okay? And I'm going to go to contemporary guitar pop, and that'll be my style. Okay, so when I play this, I like that better. Okay, so that'll be my style. All right, I've got a tempo, I've got a style. Now I want to create a song. So what we're going to do is go to the song control area here, look for the record and stop buttons, and push those two buttons together at the same time. All right. And what you can start to see down here are 16 tracks that pop up, giving me the option to record any of the voices I want on any of these tracks. Now, because I'm going to be using a style as part of my background and accompaniment, I'm going to hit the record button, and you can see a whole bunch of these just went red, indicating there are a lot of voices from this style, and I'm going to have only about 5 channels to work with that don't interfere with any of the other voices here. So I'm going to leave that alone here. Now I have the option of either pressing play and pause to get started with the recording, or start playing and it'll record, or start the style track. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the intro. It's a simple intro that'll just give me a beat of silence, a couple beats of silence, and then I can start playing my chords. Let's hit start and stop, and it'll start the song, and it'll start recording at the same time. I'm going to end this. Nice and simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop this. Cool. All right, now I want to record. Let's go back and let's exit out of this. Okay, it's just warning me if I don't save it, I'm going to lose all the changes. But don't worry about it. It's all kind of in temporary memory right now. All right. So I want to make sure that the first voice I want to play with is this piano voice, and we're just let's see what a pop grand sounds like. Let's go to pop grand over here. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and select that one. We've got pop grand. Go ahead and exit out of there. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press record. Okay, and now look, I already have those other 4 channels recorded. I'm going to press and hold this and then select track number 4. Oops, sorry, press and hold. And while I'm holding the record button, select track number 4. Okay, I'm going to hit the play and pause to get the song started, and then great. So I've got a layer there. Okay. Now I'm going to change the voice and select. Let's actually stop this right now. Sorry, I forgot to stop it. Now I'm going to go ahead and change the voice. Let's exit out of this. Let's change the voice. I'm going to have, oh, I don't know. Let's have a woodwind. Let's have maybe a classical oboe. Let's see what this sounds like. Okay, that'll be my melody sound. Let's just go ahead and select that one. Hit record. Okay. And I've used voice number 4, so I'm going to press and hold this and select voice number 5 now to be the next voice, the next track I record over. Okay, so let's do that. Let's hit play and pause. 2, 3. Very nice. Okay, good. Let's make it even richer. Now I have a couple more slots I have available. Let's exit out of here. And let's try some strings. Let's kind of make everything a lot richer here. Let's see what kind of strings we have. We've got constant strings. Let's select, I'm going to do the strings that are set to piano. I just want something very gentle. Okay, let's see what this is. I think that sounds good enough. Let's use that one, okay? And again, record. And I'm going to use track number 6 this time, holding the record button. Select the up button for 6 for that upper track. We're ready to go. Hit play and pause. Nice. I think the song is coming along pretty nicely here. Okay, now I want to save this song. So let's go into Song Select, okay? And we're going to go use this tab function up here to select to user over here. All right, you can see this tab changed over here. And now I have the option to save. You can take a look at these little options down here, and that kind of corresponds to number 6 at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and hit number 6. And there's a new song kind of in this little tab over here. It's kind of funky the way you add songs. Let's go and say, I'll just name this my song. And you kind of look for the letter, and you just hit this over here, G-H. I'm going to put my name down. And here's T-U-V. Okay, so T-U-G. And then wait a little bit, and then G-H. And then, okay, new song, Hugh. That's my new song. Now it's saved. Now again, if you have your USB thumb drive plugged in, you'll see the option to save it onto your USB thumb drive. You just use the tab keys to navigate to the thumb drive, okay, the USB drive. But right now it's in internal memory, it's saved. Let's play the song back right over here. Pretty cool, pretty neat, amazing that this becomes a canvas for you to create songs and experiment and just have fun with styles and explore different musical possibilities. It's just, I could spend days on this thing. It is so much fun. So I really hope that this brief look at Yamaha's CVP-701 Clavinova has really sparked your imagination in terms of what's possible with an instrument like this. I would love to get your feedback, your thoughts, and even your questions in the comments below. If there's a feature that you need help with, let me know. I'd be more than happy to create a custom video to answer your questions. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our newsletter so that we can let you know whenever we have new videos up on our website. We're going to be making many, many more videos, particularly I think on the 701, the CVP-701 Clavinova, because there's so much to explore in this incredible instrument. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'm Hugh Sung for Cunningham Piano, and I'll see you next time.